This journey started for Barry and I about 4 years ago, and I guess excitingly we're culminating in the launch of the first low GI sugar product in the world, a totally natural cane sugar product. It's important for us to acknowledge the significant federal and Queensland state government funding that the Minister would mention. I am surprised, Minister, but I am acknowledging and very grateful that you show us great faith, because I guess to believe that we could make sugar healthy 4 years ago, Bill, was not something that anyone would have ever believed. But anyway, we're here now, and so thank you for that great faith, of which I humbly acknowledge and am grateful for. In our first visit to Mosman, we were introduced to the Mosman factory, built in 1894, and were staggered to learn that the sugar industry really hadn't intrinsically changed the whole process of making sugar for all this time. And so, not surprisingly, this is not a criticism of Mosman, Bill, but not surprisingly, the Australian industry, the global sugar industry, has never really worked on and failed to keep up with emerging health needs. Someone asked me just recently, why hasn't this been done before? I guess essentially we've never been in this situation where obesity and diabetes are in such significant proportions, and that 1 in 4 of us will eventually get it on current statistics. So we obviously have to do something about it now. Essentially what we've done is just make sugar the way Mother Nature intended. So we've left everything in it that should be there, and surprisingly that led to a low GI cane sugar that was significantly lower than white refined sugar. But what that means for us is that we can use it now in cakes, in biscuits, and on our cup of tea, and in our coffee, and wherever we use sugar at the moment. So overall, would be a great platform with respect to our healthier low GI diet. I'm going to hand over to Barry now to explain a bit more about the product for you, but thanks again, Minister.
Yeah, thanks, David, and also from me to the Minister, thank you very much indeed for your support. I'm going to talk a little bit about the actual process, and what we developed to produce Logicane is really relatively simple and a fairly seamless process. It actually involves a membrane filtration process which concentrates the small health-promoting compounds into the sugar crystal, into the finished sugar. It's a simple process which results in a better-for-you, naturally low GI sugar. Sugar refining itself strips all the goodness from the cane and redirects them into waste streams, the primary one being molasses. The retention of the right micronutrients in the sugar slows the digestion and thus makes the sugar low GI. Ironically, these benefits are achieved from a process that involves less refinement of the product than what is happening currently, making the product more wholesome and healthier. Over 3 years ago, when we first went on this journey, and as a result of David's clinical background and experience with diabetes patients, we wondered if these naturally retained sugarcane compounds could possibly lower the GI of sugar. It was a big hunch. So we approached Professor Jenny Brand-Miller at the Sydney University to undertake the human clinical trials. We were both amazed with the results, showing that we could indeed produce an all-natural low GI sugar. Since that first meeting with Sydney University, Horizon Science has also partnered with the Glycaemic Index Foundation and the university's Glycaemic Index Research Service, culminating in Logicane, now certified as low GI by the Glycaemic Index Foundation, a major milestone for us. With diabetes and obesity on the rise worldwide, being able to create a low GI version of one of the world's most widely used food ingredients is a major breakthrough in public health. We are excited and proud to launch the world's first all-natural low GI sugarcane today, and this will provide Australians pardon me, with a healthier, low GI choice in the sugar category. Finally, this innovation could not have happened without the collaboration with a number of first-class Australian research providers. These include the Bureau of Sugar Experimental Stations, or BSES, Southern Cross University, the Queensland Department of Primary Industries and Fisheries, Sugar Research Institute, Sydney University, La Trobe University, and last but not least, CSIRO. Acknowledgements and thanks to all of them. Thank you very much.
He's promised me that he will be short and sweet, and that's my second joke for today.
Easy to be sweet. Thank you, Jacqueline, members of the press, Helen Knowlton, and of course Horizon Science for organising such a wonderful event to celebrate the launch and hopefully future success of Logicane, the world's first all-natural low-GI sugar. A special thanks to Minister Burke and his department for their time today and continuing support in making this launch a reality. The grants that have been received by the Australian federal government and the state of Queensland have been an integral part of our R&D success. We've also just heard from our chief scientists and Professor Jenny Brand-Miller explaining the benefits of this transformational, extraordinary product, Logicane, which I have no doubt will be well received, in my opinion, in an industry that's been commoditized and lacked innovation for decades. We're also very proud to be associated with the Glycemic Index Foundation, thanks to Alan Barclay. Today marks a significant milestone for Horizon Science. Following 3 years of solid R&D, robust intellectual property, and the setting up of a state-of-the-art facility in Mosman, which would not be possible without the continuing support, confidence, and funding from our key investor base, Inventages Venture Capital and BioPacific Ventures, all resulting in truly a transformational Australian innovation. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our key strategic investors, the Mosman Central Mill and Sugar Australia. Logicane should be available nationally in all major retailers as part of CSR's Better For You range. Evidence today on the rising incidence of diabetes and obesity, not only in Australia, but globally, makes worrying and sobering reading. And as such, Logicane today will provide the consumer with a clear health choice to further improve lifestyle. I'm convinced of this. Finally, in my opinion, innovation is at its best when claims are easily understood and universally applicable, but more importantly, when truly affordable and accessible. This sums up Logicane, which, by the way, is also available as part of our morning tea and coffee, which I hope you'll join us for. Thank you very much for your patience and attendance today.